Ever wonder what secrets the government is hiding just out of sight? Of course you do. That's why you're here. From top secret government military bases to massive underground bunkers, there are hidden locations around the globe that we know exist, but don't exactly know what's going on inside. These are the top 10 hidden government locations you're not supposed to know exist. Raven Rock, often referred to as the Other White House, or the Underground Pentagon, is a highly secretive military installation that everyone knows about. Located in the mountains of Pennsylvania. Officially known as the Raven Rock Mountain Complex, this facility was built as a backup command center for the United States government in the event of a national emergency, primarily nuclear war. It was built during the Cold War to make sure the government could continue operating if things got bad enough. Raven Rock was kept largely under wraps for decades, but thanks to satellite images and the internet, word got around. The complex is a massive underground facility with offices, communication centers, and living quarters, all designed to support high-ranking officials. It's completely fortified against nuclear blasts, making it one of the most secure locations in the country. The facility is connected to the Pentagon via secure communication lines so that they can get immediate responses during emergencies. There's also a rumor that the site has its own power supply so that it can operate totally independently for long stretches of time, which makes sense. This thing was basically built to withstand a nuclear apocalypse. Somewhere in the city of Temara in Morocco is the Temara Interrogation Center, somewhere you'd never want to find yourself. The site was, or possibly still is, a secret prison, officially run by Morocco's intelligence services, but it's believed to operate along with the CIA, especially when it comes to interrogating suspected members of terror groups or political prisoners. The prison is rumored to use some pretty disturbing interrogation tactics. Some former detainees have said that they were told repeatedly that the place was a slaughterhouse and that they'd be leaving in pieces. The Moroccan government denies any claims of physical or psychological torment, saying that they do everything by the book, but that's just not very easy to believe. The US has often outsourced interrogation to its allies. This gives them some wiggle room to deny having anything to do with the practices that go on in these places. Area 51 has been talked about to death, but have you ever heard of Area 6? It's also in the Nevada desert, just a few miles away from the more famous Area 51. Officially, it's used for testing and developing military aircraft, but could there be other stuff going on? The site consists of a long runway with a bunch of large hangars at the end. It's surrounded by a hefty amount of security, and because it's lesser known than Area 51, some believe that Area 6 is the actual location where the US government is doing all its experiments with alien technology. There have been claims of strange lights in the sky and unusual aircraft sightings in the area, which would make sense seeing as it's officially used to test and develop aircraft. Question is though, do they have access to technology from beyond this planet? Good luck finding out. Not only is the area completely off limits, obviously, but even the airspace above it is restricted. Dugway Proving Ground, about 85 miles southwest of Salt Lake City, Utah, is a military installation established in 1942 to test biological and chemical weapons. It's one of the largest military testing grounds in the United States. They conduct tests to defend against biological warfare, developing vaccines and whatnot, but on the other hand, they're also said to develop their own bioweapons. The site has seen its fair share of controversies, particularly concerning safety protocols and the potential for accidents. One of the most infamous incidents happened in 1968, when a nerve agent accidentally escaped the testing facility, resulting in the deaths of thousands of sheep in the surrounding area. The accident was aptly named the Dugway Sheep Incident. Luckily, it was just sheep that were killed, but it's clear that things could have been far worse. It would be great if facilities like this didn't need to exist, but unfortunately, they kind of do, because bioweapons exist and there needs to be some level of preparedness. Mount Yamantau is the highest mountain in the southern Urals of Russia. There's rumored to be a secret underground bunker beneath it. Satellite imagery has revealed extensive excavation work in the area since the fall of the Soviet Union, ramping up in the late 90s under Boris Yeltsin's leadership. This construction caught the eye of intelligence analysts who started to wonder what was really happening beneath the mountain. During the Soviet era, 2 military garrisons were established nearby, along with possibly a third one, and these garrisons were later unified into a closed town known as Mesegoria. Dalia in 1995. It's estimated that around 30,000 workers are stationed in this town, so exactly what is going on? Well, the Russian government has never given a straight answer, but I mean, why would they? If someone's building something in secret, they tend to be a little shady when questioned about it. They're not just going to be like, oh, well, you caught us. Here's exactly what we're doing. In a 1996 statement, Russia's defense ministry said that they don't disclose details about facilities like this because it kind of defeats the whole point. Porton Down is a science and defense technology campus in Wiltshire, England. It's home to the UK's Defense Science and Technology Laboratory, which has operated for over a century, and it's one of the country's most secretive military research facilities. Its controversial reputation dates back to World War I, when Allied forces were shocked by the advanced German nerve agents, so the UK set out to develop its own. By the end of the Second World War, Porton Down focused on arming the UK with nerve agents while also developing defenses against them. The facility has come up against some serious allegations of unethical human experimentation, though. One infamous case is that of leading aircraftman Ronald Madison, who died in 1953 after being subjected to sarin nerve agent tests. Over the years, it's estimated that up to 20,000 people participated in various trials at Porton Down. The site is also known for its connection to the development of CS gas, a riot control agent, especially during the period of unrest in Northern Ireland. In more recent years, Porton Down played a big role in analyzing the Novichok nerve agent used in the 2018 Salisbury poisonings. Again, work like this is essential, but with the secrecy surrounding the facility, it's hard not to wonder what else could be going on. Detention Site Green, often referred to as the Cat's Eye, once, or possibly still does, operate in an undisclosed area somewhere in Thailand. Once again, it was jointly operated by the CIA and the Thai government. It became infamous for its brutal interrogation methods, but the Thai government has consistently denied having any involvement. Detainees have been held in coffin-sized boxes for hours, waterboarded repeatedly, some have said up to 100 times in a single month, walling, where you're slammed against a wall repeatedly, sleep deprivation, and methods of humiliation have all been used. A 2014 Senate report described these methods as inhumane and pointed out that they yielded little useful information. By the end of 2002, reports began to surface about the existence of this facility, and it was closed down, with prisoners just being transferred to another black site in Poland. Tucked away in the Australian outback near Alice Springs, Pine Gap is officially known as the Joint Defense Facility Pine Gap. It's run by both the US and Australian governments. The facility has this collection of massive satellite dishes for high-tech communication and surveillance. Officially, it focuses on intelligence gathering, satellite tracking, and missile detection. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Ever since the site was built, it's been surrounded by controversy. In 1975, a private plane flying near Pine Gap's airspace had a bit of a bizarre incident. The pilot and passengers spotted this large white object taking off from the base at an incredible speed. After landing, they were apparently told by investigators to forget what they saw and never speak about it. Obviously they did, and there have been rumors and conspiracies about what's really going on at the facility ever since. Some think that Pine Gap is a testing ground for advanced military technology, similar to Area 51. It would make sense after all, the remote Australian outback would be pretty ideal for testing drones and aircraft. There's also talk about the facility possibly being involved in cyber warfare, developing strategies to defend against hacking and disrupting enemy systems. Really, what this place is most likely for is its role in operating spy satellites. Given that it's jointly run by the CIA and Australian intelligence, and because the facility has all this sophisticated technology, it's highly possible that it's just used for gathering intel on foreign military activity. And, of course, possible alien research. The Cheyenne Mountain Complex is officially a military installation that serves as a command center for NORAD, the North American Aerospace Defense Command. The complex is carved right into the side of a mountain, making it super fortified against everything from nuclear attacks to natural disasters. Seriously, they designed this place to withstand a 30 megaton nuclear explosion from about a mile away. The facility has been operational since the 60s, which is fitting because it really is like something out of a spy movie. There's this massive steel door that weighs 25 tons protecting the high-tech operations inside. Supposedly, the place is equipped with advanced communication systems, allowing military leaders to coordinate defense strategies in real time. While most of us will never get a peek inside, the complex does have a fascinating history. It's been involved in tracking potential threats to North America and has had its fair share of close calls during the Cold War. The facility isn't used as much today, apparently, but it's still there. The Mount Weather Emergency Operations Center in Virginia is another one of the government's secret bunkers for when things go sideways. Officially, it was built so the government can continue operating in case of a national emergency. Located in the Blue Ridge Mountains, Mount Weather is a self-sufficient facility that can house high-ranking government officials and military personnel if total chaos was ever to ensue. It's packed with everything from advanced communication systems to medical facilities. The place was almost a complete secret, that is until 1974 when it was mentioned in the Washington Post and the Associated Press after a plane crashed into the facility. The public doesn't know a ton about what happens inside Mount Weather though, but there are plenty of conspiracy theories. Some people believe it's used for shady, classified government projects, which I guess is the case. All that said though, I've been your host James. I'll catch you, yes you specifically, in the next video.